Welcome to spring, Minnesota, also known as welcome to allergy season. I'm here with Dr. Aaron to talk a little bit more about allergies and what we can do to make this season go smoothly. So, right off the bat, could you tell us a little bit more about allergies in general?
Yeah, well, definitely they're not fun, right? My wife has dealt with allergies, more so when I first met her. Living in Canada, she'd come up and visit me, and there'd literally be times where she didn't feel like she could drive home because her eyes were watering so bad. And so she's dealt with allergies. She's had asthma in the past, and so it's not fun. And so to understand what an allergy truly is, though, is it's an over response of your immune system to something that's not really harmful to you. And so we look at most people, they go outside, they don't have a response because those things that we come in contact with are not harmful to our body really, but for some people they see it as harmful and they have an immune response. And there's really a couple of sides to our immune system. One side is going to be what we call a Th2 response, and the other side is a Th1 response. And so we want to have those balanced out. And if a person's heavily on that Th2 side, they're more prone to having what we call atopic disorders. So they would be allergies, asthma, eczema, and so that Th2 response can cause them to be easily triggered by different things that they see, come in contact with when they go outside.
Okay, so if that's kind of, what's really contributing to allergies, is there a way we can try to balance the Th1 and Th2?
Absolutely, and so there's a couple things you can do. One is you want to drive down that Th2 side, and you want to lift up that Th1 side. And so there's certain foods that a person can eat that would drive up Th1. There's certain foods to avoid so that you lower down that Th2. And then there's actually another third factor involved called a Th3 or a T regulatory cell. And what it does is it really helps those two sides to balance out. And so again, there's foods that a person can take, and then there's foods that they can avoid to make sure that that's working the way it's supposed to.
Okay, interesting. And with allergies, you always hear a lot about histamine. So some of the foods that you're talking about, would those be the higher histamine foods that you need to limit? Like, for example, my husband and I love guacamole, and we have a lot of guacamole, but I know avocado is a high histamine food.
And so a little different actually. So definitely that's one way to help with your allergies, though, is to really lower your load of histamine. Okay, so try to eat foods. Now, it's not something you have to avoid all the time because obviously guacamole is a healthy food.
Right.
But maybe during that spring season when you're already getting just inundated with all kinds of different allergens, you might want to avoid that food because it could be cause more histamine in your body. So really the foods I was talking about for Th1, they're more ones that just drive up the Th1 side. But you're exactly right that you also want to avoid foods that can increase your histamine. So when you think about doing all the things as far as diet-wise, you'd want to do things that can drive up Th1, you'd want to reduce your histamine, but then the other thing you'd want to watch for is maybe you're sensitive to certain foods. Definitely want to avoid those foods during that time where you're already got a heightened immune system. So if you know you're gluten sensitive and maybe you eat it once in a while, you might want to avoid it altogether. Or if a person's got reactions to lectins, lectins can be found in a lot of different foods like your nightshade plants and beans and such. So if you have that and you also have is prone to allergies, you put those two together and they just amplify each other. So that would be a good time to avoid those type of foods as well. So again, foods that would drive up Th1, foods that would lower your histamine load, and foods that are lower in lectin, and then finally try to avoid those foods that you know that you're somewhat sensitive to. Definitely avoid the foods that you're completely sensitive to. You should avoid those all the time.
Yeah. And so I have a lot of friends who deal with allergies, and typically, they're just going to run to Target or Walgreens or wherever and pick up some sort of antihistamine or over-the-counter medication. Why would they choose to make these changes rather than just take a pill like that.
Yeah, because it's pretty easy to do that, right? Allergy medicine's pretty cheap and pretty effective, meaning in 20 minutes you notice the difference.
Right.
But if you talk to anyone that takes allergy medicine, you also know that they come with side effects, like Benadryl is a great example. Benadryl, what it does is it blocks the ability for histamine to bind to an H1 receptor, a histamine receptor. And so the problem with that, though, is that there's also a substance that binds to that receptor that keeps us awake. And so if you're blocking that receptor, now you've got the allergy taken care of, but now you're drowsy, and so you're tired. And so Benadryl can be helpful for getting rid of the allergy, but then you're also sleeping. So it's
and that's so hard too, because it's almost like a doomed if you do and doomed if you don't. If you're suffering with allergies, you can't really think, you're stuffy and ugh.
Yeah.
And then if you take these antihistamines, you're also kind of foggy and tired.
Absolutely, and then you look at some of the newer antihistamines. They don't cause drowsiness, but they also still block certain things. So there's certain things that'll happen in your body, and so you can get digestive issues because of it and such. So really, when you look at solving that problem, like let's say I'm in the middle of having an allergic reaction to something like the outdoors, I went outside and now my nose is running and such, and I want to take care of it. There are a lot of natural things you can do. Again, we talked about the nutrition, but there's also supplements that you can take. Some supplements, again, will drive up that TH1, some will drive up that TH3, and some will drive down that TH2 response. And then there's also supplements that you can take that actually help you get rid of the histamine. So again, the allergy medicine doesn't get rid of the histamine. All it does is stop it from being able to bind to those receptors. It blocks those receptors. But you can actually take a supplement that would help your body get rid of the histamine or lower the amount of production of that histamine, which is really where you want to approach it. And the nice thing about it, too, is it doesn't come with the same side effects. It allows the body to work the way it's supposed to.
I'm all about natural with no side effects.
Yeah, absolutely. So this month what we have is we actually have a couple of supplements that we're promoting and actually have a discount on them this month that will help you to drive up the TH1, the TH3, and lower the production of histamine.
Okay.
And then, so
and that would be
it's the Allerplex from Standard Process, and then the Allercaps from PRL.
Okay.
And then we do have a couple supplements that are from Seeking Health, which I had mentioned. They're the ones that either stop or reduce your production of histamine, or they actually help you get rid of the histamine that you already produced. And so we have those in the office as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you for telling us a little bit more about allergies and kind of how they work and what we can do to prevent them. And hopefully you guys can take that piece away with you and enjoy a nice and limited allergy-filled season.
Absolutely. My wife and I bought kayaks this last year, and we're looking forward to getting out and going on those kayaks and enjoying it and not having to deal with the
awesome
symptoms of allergies. Absolutely.
Cool. Well, thank you guys so much.